Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to a new video. Today I want to share with you some details and some of my experience as a trans girl. I have a lot of questions about how I started transition, how my family react when I realized that I was trans. And I know that for some of you may be looking for answers, or you're just curious about why that girl I like so much just feels like she is who she is. I'll break it down a little bit for you so you get to know me a little better. I remember when I was a child and I went to school, I used to feel different from all my classmates. I will look into girls and into boys and say to myself, I'm not like them. I'm different. I feel different. Why I can be like them? What's wrong with me? This idea was with me for so many years, but I didn't have the maturity to understand that when I was younger. Also, there were no public figures or references of trans people in the early stage of my life. That's why it's really important for trans people to be on the media and to be shown, because I think that so young people could have other experiences and feel like they're not alone in the world, and what's happening to them, it's just pretty normal. I remember that when I was a child, I was really feminine and I was always playing around with the idea of being a girl. I will make dresses out of the curtains. I will use the towel in my head and feel like it was my long hair. My sister was a really good friend with me when I was a child. She shared all her, dolls. She shared, all the games. I was able to experience and played as a girl when I was a child because I had my sister with me, and she will do like random girl stuff, and I was showing her and I will be just there hanging out for hours. I started my transition when I was about 18 years old. The first thing that I did was taking hormones. It was really my necessity at the time. I feel like hormones will change my life, and definitely they have changed my life. My family, especially my mother, didn't really accept a lot the idea of me being trans. She could not understand, and this is pretty normal in every family, because think about that all the idea that she has about me was falling apart. And sometimes when your son or your daughter transitions, it's sort of a grief. You have to go through a grief. You have to there's a person who had been shut down, who needs to be somewhere else. Nowadays, I feel amazing about myself. It's been very long years of transitioning, of some surgeries and some, kind of changes that have given me the strength and the self-confidence in myself to be who I am. It's really hard to be a trans woman regardless of your privileges, regardless of where you are. Meaning that there are some countries who have more laws and people could be more secure in themselves, but society is not a really nice place for women either. So being a trans woman, you have to carry in the weight of your shoulders the fact that you're a woman, but also you're a trans woman, which makes you different from women. It's kind of hard sometimes, but I don't regret it. I will never regret this. I feel in my body, I feel in myself. I have never felt that before. I think it's important to say that everybody's journey and everybody's choices are different. Not all trans people think the same about themselves, about their identity. It's not like an A to B to B to C to C to D journey. You would definitely go through different experiences, different stages, and you will understand your life, and your choices will be made out of different contexts, out of different experiences. So we're not all the same. I firmly believe that there is no just one way of being trans. You could be trans in so many different ways. You could feel trans in so many different places or aspects about yourself or your identity. Personally, I feel like a woman. I feel like myself. And although I think that I will never, give birth, or I will never have certain aspects that cis women have, I do live as a woman, and I definitely experience myself as a woman and have always been, and that's my experience on an everyday basis. This is not about using makeup, or it's not about having long hair or wearing certain kind of clothing. Helps, of course it helps, of course it places you somewhere else, it grows your self-confidence a huge amount, but it have never been the fact. We trans people are not trying to take nobody's place. We're not trying to imitate nobody. We're not trying to put ourselves out there and try to behave like someone else. We just want us to be free and want us to, become who we truly are in the inside. That's all it is. It's all about freedom. It's all about self-expression. It have never been about other people. That's a key message that I want to give you today. That's something that people in general tend to think a lot about trans people, like we are all the same, and definitely we're not. This is my experience, this is who I am, and this is a very brief storytelling of how I became the person that I am nowadays. So I hope you have enjoyed my video. If you have any comments, any suggestions, I'm more than glad to hear that. I love you. Have an amazing day. Enjoy yourself. Mwah.